Christian views, exploring the lives of Christians. Are you living what you say you live? Christian Views explores the life of Christians. Today we are viewing the Christian walk of Pastor Bruce Stevens of New Light with your host, Charles Lucky Gibbs. Today, on Next Door Audiovisual Broadcastings, because we're interested in your ministry, and we're interested in you've been successful at business, and being a black man, that's always a plus, especially for young entrepreneurs coming up, and we want them to know how or be inspired about doing their own thing, their independent thing. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and your ministry.
All right. I've been in Colorado Springs 34 years now, and I love the area. Business has been a part of my family. I grew up in business. It's part of our family history. I've got uncles and dads. We're third generation in our business. It just so happened that the Lord, by the Lord's direction, in coming to Colorado Springs, that the Lord has led me into ministry.
Third generation, you said?
Third generation.
That means that goes back a little ways.
Back a little ways.
Wow, so
It goes back to the Model A, Model T, and my dad was mechanic, body man, and God rest his soul. He's been gone about a year now. Wow. But we have a family-owned business.
So this is history we're talking. This is black history.
Black history.
Okay.
Right.
And your business is body, you said?
It's auto body repair.
What's the name of it?
Alabama Auto Body.
Alabama Auto Body. Why Alabama?
Well, we strategically named that because the street that we've been on for the last 20 years is Alabama Avenue. That easy name to remember. The streets in Fountain, Colorado are named after states. And of course, Alabama and the A being first in the alphabet, we strategically named that so people remember us.
Oh, good strategy. Real good strategy. So you've been in business how long?
We've been in business 20 years.
20 years?
20 years in our present location. Now, we previously had another business with my dad. We came here in 85.
Wow.
85.
Okay.
And with my dad and myself, we opened a business
here.
And meanwhile, while we were working, I also worked for the Department of Army as an auto body instructor at Fort Carson. So I use my automotive experience in training soldiers how to work on their own cars. And my personal history even goes back further than that in automotive. I worked for General Motors for 8 years.
Being in business for 20 years, that's success in itself. I mean, you wouldn't even have to be a rich man. Being in business for 20 years, that's success. So what would you say contributes to that kind of success?
Well, people look at success in different ways.
Sure.
If you want to call success longevity, yes, we've been successful. Okay. I believe by the Lord's help, He's sustained us. He's kept us. Where we know by history a lot of companies don't make it that long. But we've been able to provide a living for our family. It hasn't been easy. We haven't fulfilled all of our dreams, and we're still growing.
Okay.
And my brothers, my partner, and I have a son that works with me. We've recently expanded to a second facility a year ago. So we have aspirations of growing the business. The area that we live in is growing. So others measure success in monetary.
I understand.
But
you're moving forward.
We're moving forward to more success monetarily.
Okay.
And Lord has blessed us, and I look forward to that growth.
You've modified your business a little bit. You're doing digitally or computerized, or? Well,
yeah, everything that we do, we try to do is state of the art. Our estimating is computerized. Our alignments are computerized. air conditioning work is computerized. Our paint system is computerized.
Awesome.
So, you know, we want to take advantage of most technology that's out there that we can afford. So we want to stay, you know, ahead of the curve as much as possible. So it has been a blessing. It has been very helpful.
Okay, you mentioned a couple of times, you said, you know, due to the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obvious that you have a faith and a strong faith in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little something about your ministry or how it got started. Or
Well, you know, I was raised in the church from a little boy. The Bible tells us, train up a child in the way they should go. When they grow old, they will not depart from it. I can't say I've always been in the church. There were some college years where I kind of strayed away a little bit, but I've always known the Lord. And it's really something how life experiences causes you to reflect upon where He's brought you from to where you're at and where you're going. And I had great dreams of doing other things. I started out going to college to be a doctor and playing football. I was very good in sports, but through it all, to make a long story short, through all my years bringing me to Colorado Springs. When I was in seminary, I did a thesis paper on mentoring that caused me to look back over all my life. I took a timeline of the people that influenced me, the things that have happened, and me being in the church. Since I've been in Colorado, I've been in the church. I've reflected and seen how the Lord has shaped me and moved me along, and actually called me into the ministry. The Lord spoke to me, called me by my name into the ministry, and it took me a while to answer because that ain't what I wanted. That ain't what I wanted to do, but I believe if the Lord speaks, then we should act upon it. And I've learned that over the years that when He directs you, He gives you an assignment, He wants you to do it, then we should do it. So it caused me, I was working in the church, active in different ministries, as just a lay person, working with men. And the Lord called me to the ministry, and that led me into starting the church.
so you built your way up. You participated. You served. So you didn't just go right into pastoring.
No.
Mistake a lot of people make. So you've had some experiences along the way.
Right.
Is this what made you feel that, okay, by God calling you, like a lot, I know in the Bible He's called many and some were willing and some weren't willing to do it. By Him calling you, what confirmed to you that, because I know sometimes people say, hey, you know what, you should be this when you get older, or you should do this when you grow up. It takes a part of us to agree with that or disagree with it. What made you agree with that? What made you say, okay, Lord, I think, I believe this is what you want me to do?
What made me agree to it is that how the Lord has, I believe, has always shown favor in my life. I think His presence has always had a hand on me. In other words, He's put something in me as a person, as an achiever, someone when they set out to do something does their best to accomplish it. And I think I've been pretty successful at that. Not on my own, by prayers, by guidance of the Holy Spirit, by the Lord and His hands on me. And when He called me, I wasn't sure what He wanted me to do in the church. You know, because like you said, people were saying, oh, you know, you be a good deacon, you know, or whatever, you know how people are. But I prayed upon it, and on January 1st, 1999, the Lord called me, January 1st. And then I knew, because He spoke to me. I mean, He audibly spoke to me.
I understand.
And it was quite frightening. And I'm not the first person He's spoken to. It's in the Bible. I've had other people that had the same experience. So it really moved me to talk to my pastor about it, and he helped me with it. He taught me. He mentored to me.
Okay.
And so I was thankful to that, and I believe, to this very moment, that the Lord has had His hand on my ministry, because He has sustained me through everything that I prayed upon. He's in some kind of way confirmed it, either through a message or through someone's confirmation. He's always been true to His promise.
We're in Colorado Springs right now on Fountain in this graveyard. And the graveyards are being frequented far too much by our children, our families burying children. So we need word, or do you have something that you can share with us?
Well, we know that life is precious, and far too many times life is snuffed out unnecessarily. And I believe that if we would take more care of our families, our children, train them up, that we could help preserve life. We know that God is a sustainer of life, but far too many times destruction causes our children to leave us too soon. So if we would take more care in training our children, teaching them, educating them, just perhaps we can show them through the Word, through God, that they can live a long and prosperous life. Well, the Bible tells us that even if we obey our parents, our lives and days shall be long. And these days, children don't respect authority. They don't respect their parents, and it's our fault. It's our fault. So we need to teach. We need to train, and I think we're all going to end up taking this journey one day, but it's not necessary that we shorten.
Why don't you walk in the Spirit?
This is not a place that you want to be, because we're putting our hands in someone else's hands. And if we can avoid that before we get here, then we'll be in much better shape.
This is the place you need to be. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what someone else has done to you, all you have to do is fall on your knees and ask God to forgive you for whatever it is, or forgive someone who has violated you. Start your life over right now. You don't have to keep that same position, same mind, same way of life. Change your life right now. And if you need support, just call us at New Light Baptist Church. This is another way for pastors to minister to Christian followers and the general public. Up close and personal, finding out more about leaders, their missions, callings, experiences, and goals. These videos are also made available via YouTube, emails, websites, and all social networks. If you are interested in partnering with Christian Views, please contact us.